Good morning, Kingdom people. Coach Chris coming to you live here Sunday morning, live at 9:45. We are glad to be with you today. Excuse me for just half a second here. Yeah, it's good to be with you today. Things are happening here with us, and we just want to welcome you to this Sunday morning session live at 9:45. This is a great day for us to be alive. We want to welcome you Sunday morning, every Sunday morning, live at 9:45. This is where we meet. Exchanging dangerous ideas and spiritual concepts from the kingdom manifesting here on earth. So we just want to welcome you wherever you're watching this. Maybe you're watching this, maybe you're not watching it live, but maybe you're watching it at a later date. So we just want to welcome you wherever you are. We hope that you are thriving and not just thriving in today's society. We know a lot of things are going on. A lot of things are occurring in our world. We're here in Fort Worth, Texas. We're recording live here from our Kingdom studio, and we just want to welcome you. Take the opportunity to share this message with whoever you might be in your circle, and take the opportunity to listen to the message of the kingdom. I know I've got an opening introduction this morning. God doesn't work. God doesn't work. So we're going to expound a little bit on that for you and explain to us just a little bit about that, what that might mean to us, and how we've come to that conclusion, and talk to you really about it. If it's a little bit of a shocker to you, sit tight. We are going to talk a little bit more about it and what we have going on with that whole idea and that whole concept of God doesn't work. My name is Coach Chris. I come to you live every Sunday morning, live at 9:45. And today we have, this is the place where we discuss kingdom life principles and spiritual concepts. This is a place for us to discuss concepts, spiritual concepts, things in the spiritual realm for us to live here on earth, for our natural world, for our everyday living. This is the place where we do it. This is the place where we take discussions like God doesn't work and extract from that something that you can apply to your life. Continue to write to me on my email, coachchris@iamkingdomlife.org. I get your emails and your responses and your feedback as well. And just love to continually hear from you. For those of you who might not be watching on Facebook, obviously you can like us on Facebook. You can also subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at I Am Kingdom Life. And on our Spotify channel, you can listen to our podcast at I Am Kingdom Life. This is one of the newest things that I've added to our communication with our followers and those who might want daily words of encouragement, weekly words of encouragement. We send these out sporadically, usually weekly, daily. Text the word Kingdom Life to the number 22999. Text the word Kingdom Life as one word to 22999. I send out messages that just drop in my spirit. And I love to send those out, and I'm getting great feedback, great responses from people that said, hey, your words, I needed that today. I needed that today. So text the word Kingdom Life to the number 22999. And let's see here. We'd also like to just tell you that the topic of today's discussion is going to be God doesn't work. God doesn't work. What we're going to talk about that. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to us? So if you're listening to this today, just chime in. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from Denton, the Philippines, Uganda, wherever you might be watching, maybe you're in Chicago, or maybe you're on the road right now just listening to us. Be careful if you're driving, but maybe you're listening to this podcast. Send us a message. Email me. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. We'd love to share the opportunity of what we're doing here at Kingdom Life and sending out the message. Sending out the message. Now is the time. I mean, I'm saying this over and over and over again. For those of you who have been with me for quite some time, for many years, we're looking for the manifestation of that. We're looking for the manifestation of what the kingdom is. Listen, the number one message that Jesus brought on the earth wasn't his act at Calvary. It wasn't the message of tithing. It wasn't the message of going to church. The message that Jesus brought, more than any other message or topic that he discussed, more than money and more than going to hell and more than loving your neighbor, the number one message that he brought was the kingdom message, the kingdom dynamic message of the kingdom of heaven is here now. So if Jesus spoke and expounded in that in the teaching of back 2,000 years ago and absolutely turned the world upside down, what did that mean then, and what does that mean for us now? For those who live here in 2020, what does the message of the kingdom say to us now? What does that mean to us now? And how do we express that? How is that being manifested? Something has spawned on us, and it's a great tragedy that we think that the kingdom is the only way to that is by signing a membership card, by going through a Sunday morning ritual or a Sunday morning activity or a Sunday morning habit or a Wednesday night event. While those things are all good and have good intentions, that's not the kingdom. Where is the kingdom forged? Where is the kingdom manifest? Where is the kingdom? Is it in a spiritual realm or is it here on earth? Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Where? On earth as it is in heaven. It's very, very simple. I'm going to continue to express the message of the kingdom, allow the kingdom message to evolve, and hopefully somewhere it touches you. It becomes a revelation to you. It's something that you start and begin to experience in your own life. So this is so important, so critical for us to understand the message of the kingdom. So we just want to welcome you again. Good morning, Reverend Tennyson. Thank you for watching us this morning. We just want to thank you. Hope that you're doing well, sir, and you and your family. So I want to continue to talk about God doesn't work. But first, before I go into that expression and talk about that, I want to share with you a couple of scriptures. That way that you can begin to understand what I'm all about is trying to explain to you who you are, who your creator created you to be. Listen, many of you are in transition right now. Many of you are going through changes. Life changes. Life is happening. Life is occurring all around you. Life is happening all around you. Whether in birth or in death, life is happening all around us constantly and at all stages, beginning stages of life. New formations, whether you're graduating from high school, going to college to a career to marriage to children, or maybe you're in retirement age. Wherever you are in transition, and how we transition in each one of those stages is so critical, because today creates our tomorrow, which is our past. Today creates our future, which is our past. And the only way to have a better today is to understand our future, where we come from, where we're going, and look into that. Listen, I know I'm saying some stuff here. I know some of this might be challenging to you, but if you will just begin to understand who you are, that you have a purpose, that you were, and to discover that purpose, and to live a life driven by design, knowing that God the creator, whatever you want to call it. Listen, there are not enough adjectives that can describe who God is. What one word in the English language or in any language can describe God, who created and formed the worlds and the universe? His majesty is beyond our mind's comprehension. So God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth, because God is a spirit, and we know that God is love. Here's the thing. The natural part of God is Jesus in the natural realm. So what we must begin to discover is why the kingdom is always coming here on earth. Listen to me now. This is something that's not taught. It's not something that we readily hear on a regular basis. This is something that we must begin to discover. The revelation of the kingdom. Why is the earth, out of the billions and the billions and the billions of galaxies that are out there, and we're here in our one galaxy, and they say that if our galaxy, which is round, from one side of the galaxy to the other side of the galaxy, if we traveled at the speed of light, to get from one side of our galaxy to the other side of our little galaxy here, would take 100,000 light years just to do that. And there's billions and billions of galaxies. But yet there's this one little speck of dust, this one little speck of dust that's in this whole thing. And that's the earth. And this is where our humanity is. This is where everything culminates. This is where, this is where everything comes together. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. Where? On earth. On earth as it is in heaven. We are the conduits. Listen, you are the conduit. Your life is the conduit from the spiritual realm through us to manifest that kingdom dynamic. It comes through us and out of us to manifest the kingdom. The problem is we don't understand that. We think that by doing activity A, that is the kingdom. We must understand that being the kingdom is who we are. That is so important, so critical. My children do not do for me, they be for me. My children don't do for me, they are for me. They just are. There's nothing that they do as a operation or a system. They just are. They came into this world to be mine and I am theirs. It's the same concept in the same situation. God created you and sent you on this earth with an assignment to fulfill. And that's what we got to discover, what that assignment is. This is so important. I'm going to share with you a few scriptures this morning as we discuss God doesn't work. Sit still. We're going to get there. Let me read to you this scripture right here. In the beginning, God said, let us make man, this is Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. Get this now. God said, your creator, the creator of heaven and earth, said this: let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion. Now, dominion is the key word here that you must understand. Dominion is authority. You have authority on the earth. Let me go back and read this to you. Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. So one, you're created in the image of God Almighty. And then he says, let them have dominion. He gives you authority. He gives you authority. Get this now. He gives you authority where? Here on earth. Over what? Over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. There's some creepers out there. Come on now. But listen, he gives you dominion where? Over all the earth. God gives you dominion where? Over all the earth. Get that. These are not my words. This is Genesis 1:26. God gives you dominion where? Over all the earth. Genesis 1:26. God makes you in his image and in his likeness, and he gives you dominion and authority where? Over all the earth. You got to get this. You got to get this. Let me finish up with this right here. I'm not going to be long this morning. I'm not going to be long, but let me show you this. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. If I were going to share with you another scripture, I would tell you that God planted a garden east of Eden, And God put a man there because there was no one to work the soil. And then the animals didn't have names, so God brought all the animals to Adam. Get this now, because Adam has dominion and authority where? Over all the earth, over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, and over all the cattle and everything that creeps on the earth. He gave man dominion. You've got to get this. This is why God doesn't work. God gives them authority, and God brings all the animals before Adam. And Adam names the animals. Adam names the animals. And whatever Adam said the name was, that was what it was, because Adam said that's what it was. God presented the animals to Adam because Adam had authority. He had a part of creation. Man, this is so awesome. Adam had a part of creation in that he had the ability to name something that was not yet named or identified. So Adam named the animal what it was, and it was that because Adam said it was that. See, God created the atmosphere. God created the sun, moon, and stars. He separated the heavens above from the heavens below. Get this, he created the environment for man to thrive in, but God needed a manager, an administrator to put man here. Now, let's go to this. God doesn't work. You got to get this. This is my final conclusion here, and I'm just going to share this with you. God doesn't work. What do I mean by that? Listen, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering upon the face of the waters. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, Genesis 1:2 says, God said, let there be light, and boom, there was light. And God separated the greater light and called it day, and the lesser light to rule the night, he called night. God did these acts. God did that. In that he created light, he only created it one time. In that he created light, he only created it one time. In that he separated the waters from the dry land and let the dry land appear. He only did that once. In the beginning, when God told the land to bring forth fruit and herb yielding seed after his kind, he only did that one time. God does not continue to create things, because everything in God in this natural realm is already created. God doesn't work anymore. Get that. He transferred the authority over to mankind to rule the earth. This is our domain or dominion. This is the arena in which we manifest kingdom. This is the arena where we manifest kingdom. This is the place where we have authority. I'm just talking about the natural realm here. We have authority in the kingdom as well, in the spiritual realm as well, because we know that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and wickedness in high places. That's for another time, another session. But today I'm talking to you because you've got to understand this. You've got to understand that in your life's transitions, the things that you were going through, the things that are occurring in your life are happening for a particular reason and for a particular moment. They're transitional moments, but you have dominion to call it what it is. The problem is that we call it something bad rather than an enlightenment situation. Yes, bad things occur. Maybe you had a flat tire today, and we cursed the tire and we cursed the car and we're running late, but maybe the flat tire saved you from a wreck going down the street. I'm not building fear here, I'm just building a different perspective. Maybe the separation or the divorce While divorce is a bad thing in some situations, all these situations, the things that we go through, we must change our mindset. I see many victorious people out there leading other people through bad situations or things that occurred in our life to lead people to victory. So we have these situations, these things that we look at, the things that we're trying to understand and comprehend, that God led us through to be victorious, to manifest the kingdom. This is so important for you to understand. In that God created light one time, in that He created the sun, moon, and stars one time, in that He created the spoke into and said, let the earth bring forth fruit and herb yielding seed after its kind, one time only. In that He created man one time only. He places man, gives him a dominion and authority over all the earth. Chris, you're being redundant. Yes, I am. This has got to sink into your brain. What man's authority is what man is given by God, but it allows us to demonstrate or to vocalize or speak into the earth what needs to be said. Everything in the universe, everything that God says is yes. Yes to you. Let me give you some examples of this so that you can begin to understand. And I'm talking about God doesn't work. I'm going to land on something on the very end on that, so hold tight here. The car that you're driving is the car that you decided to have. The house that you live in is the house that you've lived in because that's the house you decided to have. The person that you're married to is the person, we can talk about divine intervention and all those things. I believe in that. But the person you married is the person you decided to marry. You go out to your front yard, whether you have good grass or bad grass or no grass, it's there because that's the decision you decided to have it look like. You made that decision. Whether the decision to cut the grass or not to cut the grass, there was a decision made that was made by you. Do you remember the show on the Karate Kid where, I forget, the thought just came to my mind. Miyagi gave the Karate Kid the bonsai, the tree to form. And he taught the Karate Kid, he said, close your eyes, and because he was going to trim it. Miyagi told him, he said, whatever you want the tree to be, see it, and then trim it to what you see. I'm not looking for something deep and like, oh, deep word here. No, it's simple. Your banking account looks the way it does because that's the way you decided it to be. The job you have is the job you decided to take. Why? Because you have dominion and authority. Where? Here on earth. The highways we drive on are put there because man decided to put them there. Important for us to understand the concept of your dominion, of your authority. Where? On the earth. God says yes. You want $1 million? Go out and make $1 million. He says yes, you can have that. Let me give you some examples here. I would take my kids into the store. I'd take my kids into my son. I'd take him into the store, and he said, "Hey, Dad, can I get a snack?" And I said, "Yeah, son, get whatever you want." And did you hear what I said? My son would come and ask me for something in the gas station or where the store. He said, "Hey, Dad, can I get a snack?" And I was like, "Son, get whatever you want." Well, he'd go get some chips or bag of chips or whatever. He'd come back and I said, "Okay, you got everything you want?" And he's like, "Well, I'd like to have a Coke." And I said, "Well, go get a Coke." I said, "Get whatever you want." He'd go get a Coke and he'd come back and I said, "Did you get whatever you wanted?" He said, "Well, I'd like to have a candy bar." And I said, "Son, get whatever you want. I'm telling you to get whatever you want. That's carte blanche. That's an open check." "Well, Chris, you're spoiling your son." Yes, I spoiled my kids. They're not brats, though. I spoiled my kids because I wanted to give them the desires of their heart. My will for my children is for them to be happy, not according to my will, but their will here on earth. If my kids want to be a postman or a construction worker or a doctor, or whatever they decide to be is what I want them to be. My will is for their will to be fulfilled. Oh, you got to understand that precept there. My will for my children is for their will to be fulfilled. Now take that same equation and turn it around. And I believe we got a kingdom life principle right there. Get this. God says yes to you today. This is a beautiful message. God doesn't work. Why doesn't God work? You work here on the earth. Now, I could go into the rest. That's where I'm landing here. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into his rest. Yes, but you have to go to work. You have to wake up Monday morning at 8 o'clock and put your hand to the plow, whatever that is. Why? Because we live in a credit-based society. You got to have the moolah, baby. You got to go to work and make the money to pay the bills. Man was created to work. 6 days shall you work. On the 7th day you should rest. The mandate is you work 6 days, but the mandate is to rest on the 7th day. I don't want to move into that. I don't want to unpack that, but I'm going to land on just a little bit of it. Man was created to work. Where? Here on earth. God didn't say you're going to rest 6 and work 1. He says you're going to work 6 and rest on 1. That's a command. You have dominion and authority to speak into your situation right now. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. To transform means to change the formation, to or cross over, and to transform it, to have new thoughts, new ideas, new songs, new books, new movies. I want to know why the world gets to create the best movies there are. I see some Christian movies out there, and I get that. But to have the dominion and the authority and that have that kingdom concept injected in each sector of society, this is where we're lacking. That would be another time for another sermon. But you have dominion. You have authority. Speak into your situation. Call it something different than what you've been calling it. Quit cursing your situation and call it blessed. Quit cursing your marriages and you change the atmosphere. Quit cursing your job and say you're blessed to have the job. Maybe you're an Uber driver. Maybe you're an Instacart or a DoorDash or any one of these deals and you're self-employed. Rather than curse the situation, speak into it and say, God, my creator, I'm thankful that you got me out here today working. I'm thankful that I have an ability for provision. I'm thankful that I have an ability to speak into the earth. Whatever the situation is, whatever your shortcoming might be, that's okay. Speak into something different. Rather than say the negative, say the positive. I'm not talking about just positive thinking here. I'm talking about being something and not doing something. Be that. Be the thing. Be the tree that you see you want to mold it to be. See your life as how you would love for it to be, because God doesn't work. On the 7th day in Genesis, God rested from all his work. God rested from all his work. And so we should rest from all our work. Spiritual concept there. Think about it. God doesn't make light anymore. That system is already in place. He put he spoke into the existence, let there be light, and boom, there was light. He did that one time. The earth, the system of grass growing. God doesn't create grass every day. He doesn't get up and says, oh, I got to do that over again and over again. Oh, I got to create light. No, it exists because he did it one time. It's eternal. It's going to last forever. Man will live forever. You will. Humanity. It's Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Revelation 21:22. I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Let me give you this for a side note. Genesis 1 and 2 are the same as similar to Revelation 21:22. Read them. You'll see it. Speak into your existence. Speak into your life. Make the change. Make the transitions. As I begin to close out here, God doesn't work. You have the ability now. You have the authority. God rested from his work. He doesn't work anymore. I believe in the intervention of the Spirit into our lives. Yes, I do. But the manual labor belongs to us. The putting forth of the kingdom. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done. It takes time to manifest. It's a journey of looking for that manifestation. It's the discovering of the matrix, just as Neo did. Not just some preconceived idea, not something that our community taught us, not something that our religious system taught us, not something that our political systems taught us. Yes, we've been formed and we've been formulated and calculated in our discovery of things by our local surrounding and the limitation of those around us. But I'm trying to release you. I'm trying to release us and allow that kingdom come and that kingdom manifestation come into our lives. Why? Because you have dominion. You have authority. Where? On earth, over all the earth. Those are not my words. Those are Genesis 1:26. Go read them for yourself today. I hope I'm bringing to you a different realization. I hope I'm bringing you to think about something differently. And I hope it manifests in your life. Yeah, I really hope it does. Many of you are in some critical situations where you need to make some changes. And here's another one that just came to my mind. We're constantly trying to change people. We're constantly trying to change situations. Really what needs to change is yourself. Oh, come on, somebody. Once you change and see it manifests. Once you see your child as good, once you see your child as bad, you will see exactly what you see and you will get exactly what you see. Change your perspective. Change on how you see things. Change on how you perceive things. Look at things from a different way. Ask yourself, why do I have so much money in my checking account? Ask yourself that question. Why am I so healthy? Rather than say, man, why am I always broke? I'm constantly broke. Rather than to do that, say, man, I'm blessed. I have a house. I have plumbing. I have electricity. I have a toothbrush, toothpaste, and I get to do my hair. Look, we have all these things. You just have to look at it differently. Strive to get more. Strive to be more. I'm all for that. If you want 10 houses, go out and get 10 houses. If you want 10 cars, go buy 10 cars. If that's what you want to do, God says, okay, yeah, you have dominion and authority, go do it. You don't have to check in. I'm going to do a session soon called spiritual indecisiveness. We're constantly waiting for God to tell us, and I do believe that we should have an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying, but God's waiting on you. God says, I want to see what He's going to do here. I want to see what she's going to do here. And He allows that according to your ability to manifest that. I could go into so many situations. I wanted a Lexus one time, and I began to speak that into existence, and I would tell my kids every time I see that car, man, I was like, oh, kids, look at that car. That's the one I want. That's the one Daddy wants right there. Well, guess what happened? It manifested. Sure did. If many of you follow me on Facebook, I have a Harley. I was just driving down the road one day on the phone with a friend, and a Harley drove right past front of me. And I just said, while I was on the phone with my friend, I said, man, I wish I had a Harley. And he said, what'd you say? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, I wish I had a Harley. He's like, hold on, I'll call you right back. He called me back. He said, hey, I got one for sale. Told me the price and everything. It was a really low price. And I was like, what's wrong with it? He's like, nothing. They just don't want it anymore. It wasn't but a few weeks I had a Harley because I spoke something at a particular time and it manifested. Come on, you have dominion. You have authority. Speak it. Say it. Don't be lied to. Don't let even your own mind lie to you. God rested. He doesn't work anymore. In that He created everything. He created at one time. And He gives man dominion and authority. Where? Here on earth. Think about that. The ability to speak into something and to name something that has not yet been named by the Creator. He gives man the opportunity to touch it, to feel it, to grow it, and to manifest His will. This is huge. This is something that I'm sharing with the individuals on a daily basis, on a one-on-one basis. You are where you are because that's where you have decided to be. Let me say that again. And I'm being sensitive here, but think about it. You are where you are because that's where you have decided to be. Be the change that you want to see here on earth. Be the change that you want to see here on earth. I'm telling you, this is mind-blowing. To me, it was a great discovery once I figured out that I have dominion and authority, and I learned to walk in that authority, and it became what I said it would be. I'm not being arrogant. I could go into the political realm and say that you have certain abilities by the power that's given to you, by the citizenship of wherever you live. And unfortunately, governments get in the way of sometimes says, no, you can't do that, whatever. But even you have First Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights, Bill of Rights, all these things, you have authority. The problem is we've never discovered the authority of the kingdom into your own life. And it's so important. I hope this blesses somebody today, wherever you might be. As I close out today, I just want you to be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, God rested in that He created things. He only created them one time. And He gives man dominion and authority over all the earth. Be blessed, be encouraged, be challenged. Go into your day today, go into your week next week, being blessed. Say, man, I can do this thing. I speak into this situation. I name it such. I name it good. I name it great. I name this excellence. I say that this is fantabulous. This is fabulous. This is tremendous. Speak that over your car. Speak that over your house. Speak that over your marriage. Speak that over relationships. Speak that over your children. Speak that over your college career. I'm blessed to be here. This is a great place to be. I'm not talking about just some fanatical words. I'm talking about being that what your Creator created you to be. I'm talking about being that, becoming that. Jesus told the disciples as they were fishermen, He said, I will make you to become. There is an art of becoming. You have been equipped and given the tools to walk out life. You've been given an armor to put on every day. I'm telling you, the words are there. No weapon formed against you will prosper. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are kingdom people, agents of change here on earth. Let His kingdom come. Let His will be done. Where? On earth as it is in heaven. Not through some doing on a particular day at a particular time, but being that every day in the grocery store, in the post office, in school. Whatever that looks like, be that. Be that place. Become that place. Be that which God has created you to be. Discover who you are in Him. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Behold, the old things have gone away, and behold, He makes all things new again. You're going to begin to understand this. This is what I'm all about. This is what Kingdom Life is all about. Pressing into life, living that kingdom lifestyle in every area of our life. Our dieting, our eating, our driving, our transportation, our education, our health care should manifest every component of the kingdom. The problem is we've not been taught about the kingdom. We've been taught churchanity. We've been taught religion. Discover the kingdom and become that, because the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's not my words. That's in the Bible. Go look for it. The kingdom of heaven is within you. I hope you got something out of this. God doesn't work in that He created everything. He created it one time. He gives man dominion. He gives man authority. Where? Over all the earth. Be blessed, be encouraged, you agents of change out there. Remember, if you're listening to this message, whether live here or on a podcast, wherever you might be watching, remember that you are the Reformation, sent from the kingdom to be the light force here on earth, to be the light and the salt to those in a dark place. Be blessed, be encouraged, live well, go out there and conquer, for you are more than conquerors through Christ Jesus. You can do it. Stand strong. When you've done all you can do, just stand. I'm constantly sharing scripture with you. Be blessed, be encouraged. Let us know that you're watching. I'd love to say hi to you. Write to us. Obviously, find us on the Facebook, the YouTube, and the Spotify. And be sure to text the word Kingdom Life to 22999. We'd love to hear from you there. We'd love to continue to share the message of the kingdom and our other broadcasts as well. Be encouraged. Make it a blessed week. Remember, you're not just the resistance. You're the Reformation sent from the kingdom to be here on earth, to be the light and the salt to those who are in a dark place. Be blessed. Be encouraged, and we'll talk to you again. Take care.